Will be a packed house here at 3Com Park at Candlestick. Rain is expected in the forecast. The temperature 54 degrees, some 47 degrees difference than what exists in Green Bay today, as we welcome you back to our remote studio here in San Francisco. And Ronnie, I think about the career of Steve Young, boy, it's been littered with trials and tribulations.
That's right, JB. You know, Steve Young was down and out, but this year, talking to his mom says, look, you should retire, son. But you know, Steve says, I can't, Mom. Look, I got to get it to the Super Bowl, and now he's only one game from it.
A lot of questions for the Niners, and here we go from Tampa, Florida. It's Young being chased by Sam.
Could be injured, too. Quarterback could be injured, Kevin.
They've lost Young, and they can't lose Rice.
Now Jerry goes down, you get hurt. What'd you think?
I wasn't sure. I was kind of wondering. I wonder how we're going to pull this off. And I think what happened was immediately the defense stood up and said, we'll strangle whoever we need to strangle. You guys get yourselves together. Our learning curve throughout the season was pretty steep. I mean, we were not like just riding the wave. I mean, we were pushing hard.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Carolina Panthers football. Panthers have won 3 of 4 meetings against San Francisco.
And we played probably one of our better games of the early season. And I think that established ourselves to ourselves. And you know, in football, it doesn't really matter what anyone else is saying. It's what do you really believe in your head? We stood up and started to jog at that point.
And here in Kansas City, we're seeing two of the elite teams in the NFL.
The Kansas City Chiefs are taking it to the 49ers, and they're taking it to their defensive line.
Now you're jogging. Matter of fact, you got a nice stride going. You're going up against Kansas City. What did you learn from that?
Kind of perfect timing in a way, because we were starting to think we were really good, you know? Yeah. And so
You were backpedaling.
Right, I was like, so getting punched in the mouth, I think sometimes is the most important thing that can happen in a season.
Up the middle, touchdown to Taylor Owen.
This is what these 49er fans are used to, explosive offensive football.
What I was most excited about is throwing him the football and having him come back and say, give it to me again. I'm open, give it to me again. As a quarterback, that's a challenge you want to face.
And with that, it seems to me that you even brought out your best dance moves too, huh?
trying to bridge the generations.
You've been around Mike Holmgren, you've been around Steve Mariucci, you've been around Brett Favre. When you look at that side of the field, do you see yourself?
You see, it's a family thing. You know, I really sense that the relationships are very close, and it's like being in the backyard and you and your brother are blooding each other's nose. You know, no one else can fool with you because it's in the family. But within the family, it can get pretty heated and competitive. And I sense that it's kind of like I know you, I respect you, I've had a lot of relationships with you. You've taught me a lot about football, and it kind of goes back and forth that way. And now it's time to just play.
Yeah, now it's time to get busy, but I think one of the things that you'll see today is they're going to attack Tyrone Williams, the Green Bay cornerback. They want to go over the top. And another thing, Dana Stubblefield has to step up. One of the things that they talked about, they haven't seen Dana Stubblefield. They want to see him wreak havoc today.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Those two defensive tackles are a big key for the 49ers. They have to stop the run with their front seven, which will allow their safeties to help their corners over the top. They're going to stagger their defensive tackles based on formation. Split backs, they'll crowd the ball. I formation, they'll be back off in a read position. Look for the 49ers to attack the defensive ends from the Green Bay Packers in the first half. Wear them down, and in the second half, attack the interior. Look for Gilbert Brown to see plenty of folks around his legs today.
Yeah, this is a football game. You look at the 49ers, they are a trapping football team. They pull their guards and block down, and you trap Gilbert Brown early, go after his legs, which you can do. Automatically, he fights people off and he doesn't move. But the 49ers will try to run. Kirby with 100 yards rushing. They have a running game. Young throws a nice catchable ball. And in playoff games, in championship games, when you have a muddy field and a wet ball, The quarterback that can handle the ball the best is the one that wins. I like to throw the football in wet conditions. I have the advantage.
Both quarterbacks good wet ball throwers?
Both excellent. Favre throws it harder, which makes it harder to catch.
Steve Young has handled playoff pressure quite nicely. Last 7 playoff games, 20 touchdowns and only 2 picks. All right, folks, a lot more coming your way in today's show. Take a look at Rod Woodson, who came to the 49ers this season with the hopes of winning his first Super Bowl ring. He's been a welcome addition to the league's top-ranked defense, and the Niners now are just 1 game away from that title shot. Back here with more after this.